Hello, everybody. Welcome to day 8, creating in the quantum. Come on in. Let me just make sure my everything's working here. Hold on. Let me get us up here. And there we go. Perfect. Okay, just checking my computer. So, welcome. It is day 8 of the 8 days of Unshakable Power, Quantum Gifts, and Your Higher Truth. And I am so excited. This just kind of worked out this way where day 8 fell right at the beginning of the Lion's Gate portal opening up. A very, very powerful time for us. And it just seems like we say this all the time about these gateways and portals opening up, but things are elevating, you guys, continuously growing and elevating energetically. And every time we come around to this time, to the solstices, the equinoxes, it just seems like there's more and more energy, which makes sense because that is what's happening at this time. This morning when I woke up, I got a beautiful message come through telling me that this is a most auspicious time. Auspicious meaning of great luck and beauty and wonderful things to come. And so it was really great to hear that message. I'm pretty excited about it. But they were saying that this is a time of powerful creativity, of a lot of creativity flowing through, of a lot of new inspirations coming through, and that we would remember this time in the future. It will be reflected back as a time of great growth and creativity, of the great awakening, very similar to the beautiful Renaissance period, right? When the world just seemed to expand at that time. If you look back in history, if you know anything about the Renaissance period, it was a time period where there was great leaps forward in science, in medicine, in arts, in technology. Everything just expanded and grew at that time. And so, what the message was coming through today is that this is that time, not just the Lionsgate portal time, but this time period right now that we are in, between now and the next few years, is a time of great leaps forward, great awakenings, great new creative ideas and inspirations coming through in art, in technology, in healing, in spirituality. This is a powerful time that we are in. And so I'm so happy to be here with you as we create today. What I want to do to begin with, first of all, say hello if you're here. I can see people are here, but I can't see who. But tell me you're here, say hi. Let us know in the chat where you're from. Are you painting with me today, or are you just watching? Either way is fine. Hopefully, I'll be able to download this and send it out to you. Hi, Lynn. And like get the recording. If nothing glitches, that's what I will do, is send it out on my email for you. So what I want you to do is take some time right now. If you haven't already, you're just watching. Okay, that's fine. If you haven't already, create your sacred space, light your candle, set up your crystals, and get your oracle cards and your journal ready. That's the first step. And I'm a few steps ahead of you guys in that I was working on that this morning. Good morning, Teresa. Hi. Oh, you're painting. Yay. So what I did was I'm going to have you, if you have oracle cards, to use your own. But if you don't, then I have pulled cards for all of us, and they are amazing. As usual, the messages that come through are like beyond what I could think of, you guys, truly. So set up your space, light your candle, and I have mine. I'm going to move you over here a bit. I have mine here, and I'm going to show you. what I have here. So I have pulled three cards, and what I did was I used three different decks. Okay, I used my Sacred Geometry deck, and then my crystal resonance crystal deck, and then of course, my favorite Kyle Gray's deck of angels and ancestors. And I started with my sacred geometry. And as I shuffled, my intention was messages for us during this time. And so the first cards that came out from my sacred geometry, two fell out. Of course, I always seem to have two that fall out. And the first one was invitation. This is pretty cool because in this card, it is a portal. And they do say that in the write up. This is a portal, an invitation to move into the portal, to allow yourself to journey into the portal, into another dimension. And you probably can't see it, but very faintly are two outlines of guides here. And we're told that there are guides that are there to be present with you, to watch over you, protect you as you journey into this portal. And as you journey into this portal, you're going into new dimensions, places, information. You are accessing higher, higher vibrations and higher wisdom. The second card that came out was the DNA card. So cool, right? The DNA card is, of course, the card of our DNA, and that there are 64 codons in the DNA. So if you've heard of these codons, these are the ones that we actively use in our DNA, the 64. However, at this time, we are awakening new codons, higher ones that have laid dormant within our DNA. And we are slowly awakening these codons and codexes and becoming aware of these. And with each portal that opens up, this higher energy comes through to help us in our ascension. And the ascension is the time for us to awaken these codons, to pop them open, to unlock the codes. And as we unlock these new codes in our DNA, we move from 3D to 4D and 5D. So we become very different human beings. We are elevating our consciousness. We are elevating in all ways. Even our physical body is elevating and changing. And so I thought that was very cool because the Lionsgate portal is about all of this new energy coming through, like waves of these energies coming in to help us with our ascension. Okay, so just validating that for us. The second two cards that popped out are actually very similar to each other. The first one was Earth Anchor, and it is rootedness, recalibration, Kundalini rising. So it's a reminder that as these higher codes come through and awaken our DNA, we need to ground into the earth because it's very easy to kind of fly off and be in the other realms. But the whole point is that we're bringing that to the earth here. We're bringing it to humanity. We are grounding into the earth. We are healing through recalibration, and the reminder is that exactly, to stay grounded. And the second card was the same kind of thing. It was about grounding. It's called Feminine Legacy. Aqua Aura Quartz is the crystal. So if you have an Aqua Aura Quartz, it might be good to pull it out right now. But it is grounding, stress release, and integration. So as these new energies come through for us, through the Lionsgate portal, it is important, of course, the grounding. it is important, the healing and allowing your body to integrate. So you may, it's not all beautiful light and light and roses. There is some work to do here. We are probably feeling it physically. You may feel yourself more tired. You may feel a little bit like flu symptoms, and that's your body integrating because our physical body is very 3D, and elevating into 4D and 5D is a lot of work for our bodies. So be gentle with yourself, drink lots of water, try to eat healthy, and get the rest you need. If you're going, and you're like, oh man, I'm tired, let yourself rest, right? It is also the feminine legacy. So this portal also is about bringing through the divine feminine energy. Even though the Lion's Gate, the Leo is a masculine energy, it's bringing through divine feminine. And so very beautiful balance. So when we do our painting, you can choose if you want to do a masculine, if you want to do the lion or the lioness or both, totally up to you. The lioness is fierce. I do love her. And then the third card was perfect snake shedding old skin, right? This is the Kundalini rising. Snake energy is powerful energy of the Kundalini energy rising within us. And as it rises within us, we need to be ready to let go of the old, shed the old skin. Let it go. Don't try to cling to old patterns, old behaviors, old relationships, old ways of doing things. Let it go. Be open to the new. Be open to, you know, letting your wings spread. I'm reminded right now of like the caterpillar coming out of the cocoon, right? Like let your wings spread. Be ready to let go and fly and trust. So this is a card of, yeah, transformation and this beautiful sacred geometry behind it. I love it. So it really is a powerful reminder for us as we do our painting. Okay, so as we do the painting, I'm going to turn you in a minute to the canvas, but first things first is sitting down and thinking about what is it that I am going to be creating in the next 6 months? What am I bringing through? Coming into this higher portal energy, coming into this when the veil is thin and you have access to all this higher dimension wisdom and inspiration, we want to make sure that we are clearly in our heart and that our desires are for us, not for proving anything to anybody else, not for um, you know, just just making something for someone else. We have to start with us first. And you've heard me say, as I've learned from my mentor, for me, for you, for us, that is the most powerful way to create. First, it comes into you and your heart. What is your heart desiring? Regardless of what anyone else thinks or wants or desires, it is first about you. And so getting clean and clear in your desires is really important right now. Make sure that you are not attaching your desires to any ego part of yourself. Go really deep. Go, why do I want that? What is it within me that wants that? And I've done a lot of work on this for my business, right? Like, why do I want to create space for women to walk a soulfully aligned life, to become the creative mystics in their life? And for me, it's like it is not there for anyone else. It is a desire that is so deep within me. It moves me forward. It's an integral part of me. It is not about proving anything to anyone. It is just something that is innately within me that I could not stop even if I wanted to. So this is a deep, deep desire within me. Now, why do I want to create a life of abundance? Well, because I want to keep moving forward. If I have a life of abundance of wealth, then I can keep moving forward and expanding and and leading other women in more powerful ways. I could have more retreats. I could have better video equipment. I could do more audios that have clean audios. I could get the equipment for that. I could write another book. These things are what are my deep desires. Is certainly not to prove anything to anyone, right? I don't want to have this business that is like, making hundreds of thousands per year just to prove to other people that they can do it too. It's like, yeah, that's a part of it, leading the way so people can see, hey, if she can do it, I can do it. But it is also about expansion and having new experiences and adventures that will help awaken me to my highest levels, to my highest potential. So really go deep into your heart's desires. And I want you to take a minute. And if you're watching this, even after, you can pause the recording to just sit down and journal out. What is it that I am creating at this time? What is my focus on in my creations as I move forward in the next 6 months? Where am I putting my energy into? If all this beautiful energy is coming in for me, where am I channeling it out and expanding it in the world? Because I desire to help make this world a more beautiful place and to help with this ascension, to help humanity keep moving forward into the light, bringing more light in. Okay, so that is your first step. So draw your 3 cards or use my 3 cards. And the other thing too, and then write your desires down in your journal, because we're going to use it on our canvas in a minute. The other thing here too is to be looking at the symbols in the cards, right? So um, the symbols, like we've got snake and snake here, and also a lot of triangles, of course, the DNA, the spiral, and yeah, the Lionsgate portal is 8-8, right? So the infinity symbol, of course, and the portal energy of there being that light in the center. So I'm already thinking about how I'm going to create that light within the center of my canvas, right? So whatever cards you draw, look at the symbols within them and see what is pulling your attention into those symbols. And then we can use that in our canvas. All right, so you might want to close your eyes for a minute because I'm going to move the camera here so that we are set up at the canvas. So I'm going to turn. You ready? And then I'm going to actually bring this up. Now, as you may have seen yesterday, I was getting ready by drawing a lion on here because you know what? I didn't want to worry about how am I going to put the lion on there? Where is it going to go? I know I want a lion on my canvas for this activity, so I'm putting him on here and he is here. And now I can just relax into play. I'm just going to move this up a bit more here. Let's see if that helps. Come over and hopefully we don't lose my phone. All right. Okay, so at this point, I drew the line in pencil, sketched him out, and then I went over it with um, a paint pen. And I'm going to use my paint pen again I just need paper here, to just write down my desires on my canvas. because I am infusing my canvas with the energy of my desires. So I had spent a little bit of time journaling and writing down what it is that I want to create. And so that's what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to just, and what I feel like I want to write in a circle. So I'm going to start this way and I am going to start writing. I'm going to do this a little bit this way. So I'm going to start writing what I desire to create. So you can, at this time too, even be writing in your journal or on your directly on your canvas. This is and you'll find that the more you write, the more comes through for you. And you can just write, I desire, and then fill that in. Um, and you can also do I am statements. And the nice thing, like this will be covered up, so it'll be infused into your canvas. So every time you look at your painting, you're going to know these were my desires. This was my intention. Because it is a very powerful time of manifesting. You might say, I am supported. I am connected. in my desires. I am supported in my creations. Now, one of the big things that came through also is that um, we create from reverence and respect. So we are creating from our hearts, and we are also staying in reverence and respect as we create with these beautiful cosmic forces that are coming through. And that actually also in the meditation this morning was really coming through in our group meditation if you were there. So just, putting in here anything that you want, love, symbols of love, of grace, of peace. You can draw anything, you can add more after. I'm going to get painting at this point though so that we can get a good chunk of this done in the time that we have together. So I am going to, I think first I'm going to put some quinacridone magenta or on my canvas and a nice light layer, like a thin layer. So I will mix that up, and I'm using some gloss glazing liquid because I want it to be a little bit transparent at this point. I don't want to have too much paint on there. Hopefully that works. And let me just a little bit more. So I have these little bowls here that I mix my paint up in with my gloss glazing liquid. So I use a lot of the golden gloss glazing liquid so that I can do layers on layers, and I get a very translucent look that way, and it allows the colors to show through. I'm just going to grab my big brush and get painting on here. So I'm just going to do a whole layer on here of this. I'm going to go around the edges because I'm going to, oops, my paint wasn't quite dry under there, but that's okay. I'm going to go around the edges first because I'm going to put a lighter color on the center. I have enough here. You can mix up enough to cover your canvas. And this magenta is a really nice color for the base of your paintings. It just gives everything a nice warm tone. Doing an undercoating really also helps unify all your colors on your painting and bring coherence to your painting. So just couple little tips about painting itself. So I'm going to put this on, and then I'm going to wipe some off the middle here. But it actually helps have it along the whole thing. So one thing I do have too, I do use once in a while, is these spatulas. I'm gonna some of that down the center because I'm going to have the light color in the center. I'm going to put that on next. Stop. Just give this a little wipe. There we go. Okay, so next step I'm going to do is I'm just going to okay. I'm going to do the yellow. So I'm going to mix up what I have here is Nicolazo yellow, a liquid, and I'm going to mix it just like I did with the magenta. And this it looks like a dark kind of yellow ochre, maybe, if you've seen yellow ochre. Kind of a browny yellow, but it goes on really beautiful and light and just creates a glow. And it's something that I'll probably layer on more after too. So when you use, I'm rinsing my brush off, and when you use these glazing liquids, you want to make sure your brush is pretty dry. So I'm going to put this in the middle of my lion. And give him a beautiful glow, especially where that eye is. When I also, I heard something recently about the Lion's Gate and the gold. There's a connection between the Lion's Gate and the golden mean. And the golden mean is the perfect measurement. And I use it in art a lot of times with my landscapes, especially if I'm painting a landscape that is um, fairly simple, then it's amazing how it creates a beautiful composition. So the golden mean is like when you divide, you can measure on your canvas and find the perfect point for the golden mean, the perfect point for the eye to settle on. And it's a mathematical equation. I don't know how to explain this because I'm not a mathematician, but you also see it in nature. It's the measurement of perfection in a seashell. The spiral of the seashell is reflective of the golden mean in music notes, in um, many different plants. So I'm not explaining that very well, but there is a way to measure for the golden mean, and I have it in a book, but I have to look it up and calculate again, but it's something that you might want to consider looking at, and you can probably Google it and get that information. Okay, so this is, I think I am going to now add some dark blue in the background so that we have that beautiful cosmic universal look in here. So I'm going to use, find it here. I'm going to use some phthalo blue and oh, my phthalo blue is clogged up here. Just give me a minute. shoot, poured way too much in there. Phthalo blue is a potent color. Very, very potent. You only need a tiny bit of it in your on your palette to go a long way. And I do have more than I need there. But again, cleaning off my brush. You could even get another brush if you wanted to make sure we stick with these beautiful primary colors. So we've got magenta, we've got a beautiful yellow, and now I'm going to go to this blue, and some of this is probably still wet. Yes, it is. So it's going to mix. I'm going to go slowly from the edges out. It's going to mix and bring in a little bit of purple. I maybe should have let this dry a little bit. And I just want my edges to be nice and dark as it come in. I'm not going into the yellow yet, just the red on the edges. I think I am going to let this dry before I keep going. Using the glazing liquid also kind of extends the drying time for you with acrylics. So in a lot of ways, that's good. In some ways, it's not so good because you got to wait for it to dry. But I do have a hair dryer here too. That helps. I'm just going to lay on a nice layer of this blue. And as you can see, you can still see through. Okay. I'm going to paint the edges while I'm waiting for that to dry too. And I love doing paintings this way because it just frees you up. Like you're not worrying about, oh, where is this going to go and what am I going to do next? It just gets you painting layers onto your canvas without the worry, and it loosens you up. Okay, now I'm wondering if I can Okay, I think I have a way that I can mute and do my hair dryer. So, um, I'm gonna I'm going to mute and I'm going to use my hair dryer. Hopefully you guys can't hear it and I'm doing this right. I know how to do it on Zoom. It's just different on Facebook here. So I will do that. Hold on. Okay, I got that done. Hopefully you can hear me now. Everything okay there? Somebody give me a thumbs up if sound is good. I do. Um, Susan, we are on daylight savings time here in Mountain Time. So we are live right now. Happy to have you with us. Oh, good. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the thumbs up. So, yeah, you can watch the replay on here afterwards too and catch the beginning for sure. Okay. Thank you, Delmaine. Perfect. Okay. Now I do want to put another layer of blue on there, and then I'm going to start to uh, add some shadows in and on my lion. And this is also a time when you could add in any stencils too if you wanted to do any stenciling on your painting. But just listen to your intuition as you're painting. It's like, well, what do I feel like I need to do next? And I just felt like I needed more blue in here. It was just more purple than what I wanted. And perfect. This is better. This is better. And then that can dry while I work on my lion a little bit. And then I am going to, one of the things I love to add in is I have a stencil of the flower of life. And I also have Metatron's cube stencils, and I love adding those in. The beautiful, powerful sacred geometry into my paintings. So in the Creative Mystic program, and there's two programs. There's the Soulfully Aligned Creative Mystic certification, and then there is the Creative Mystic. And so if you're not interested in the certification, then I can send you the link to join us just for the Creative Mystic part. But this is the kind of painting we do. Powerful energy paintings that align us with the energies of what is happening now and the energies of what we want to create. So you guys, just a little tip here. This is a vegetable tray from the grocery store, and I washed it out, and I keep my glazes in here. So my blue glaze, as I said, I put way too much blue in there. It will keep, so I can keep using it like throughout the day if I want to do more layers of blue. And I also labeled them on top, so I know which yellow I'm using, which blue, which purple. So this tray has my dioxazine purple, my phthalo green, my phthalo blue, red shade, and then my nickel azul yellow, because that's the yellow that I love creating that glow with. So that has that in there, and when it dries, it's okay. I can just keep adding paint into it. Okay, so now I'm going to switch to a smaller brush, and I'm going to get a little bit of some purple to create the shadows in my lion and outline him a little bit more. So grabbing the right brushes, and I'm going to use I'm going to use Prism Violet right now, I think. And this is just Liquitex paint that I use. So I'm going to add some Prism Violet into the areas that would be shadowed on my lion. So in his ear here for sure. Maybe in this area. And I'll do kind of a tonal painting of him first. And this is just about putting in where there might be any shadows, where we're receding a little bit. Hi, Susan. Yeah, for sure. I will, after I'm done here, I'll throw the link in for the Creative Mystic part for you in the under your comment. Okay, so just watch for that. Yeah, so that part is a 6-month journey, and it is all about the Creative Mystic part, about, honing your intuitive and channeling abilities, being able to learn how to enhance those abilities, and also we paint together once a month. So we would meet twice a month in that one, and those that are in the certification program would be in that. Plus, we meet for the other trainings too. So we actually we start off meeting in the certification program. We start off meeting 3 times a month, and that will grow into 4 times a month as we get more into the business part in the fall. But we start off with the soulful journey and what that means for us. Each week, you get in the Creative Mystic certification, you get um, like journals, like you get a module, a typed out module for each week, um, but not for the painting one, but for the others. So you get lots of, so you need a big binder. If you print them off, you need a big binder to store all the information. It's a lot of information. Okay, so I am going to add a little white so that I just need, I'm going to do this a little darker in here. And then I'm going to add a little white to my purple and start to add where I would put kind of the highlights on my lion. So the white I'm using, I'll show you here in a second. It's just a little clogged up. Okay. I'm just going to use my basic titanium white. This one is just the Artist Loft. I'm just going to use a little bit of that right now. And mix up a little bit of this lighter purple. Okay. No. Okay. And then I can add some highlights in. So his top of his nose is going to be highlighted. Top of his eye. So it's all about layering. Not worrying about details right now, just putting some layers in. And I am doing the lion as opposed to the lioness, even though you could do the lioness if you wanted. I just love his fur and the mane, and I wanted to be able to add that flowy look to this painting. And I guess there's always a reason, right? Why you pick what you pick. Whatever you choose is the right one for you. So maybe I need a little more lion energy in my life right now. Okay, so and I can still see my lines, my sketches in here, which is great. Just guiding my way. And I still have the yellow and the magenta glowing through. So I'm doing light layers. That blue is still a little bit wet, which is okay. It's kind of blending and giving me a purpley blue, which is kind of cool. I like that. You see here. Okay. I guess getting it on a little thicker. Let me put its eyes in. I'm actually going to use a little black here for his to outline his eyes, and then they stand out. And that's so nice when you get painting and you get the eyes in and they just come alive. And to think about what color, I think I'll do his eyes yellow. Nice. Liking that. See if I can get this this eye in the right. Ooh, the eyeball in the right, or the eye. the pupil in the right place. Sometimes it takes a little bit of adjusting. We'll go with that for now. And I do like that yellow in there. It's a bit of a glare here, isn't there? Not sure if I can get rid of that glare or not for you guys without. Definitely not that light. It must be coming from above. I can't quite get rid of that glare on the one side for you guys. You can see. That gets rid of the glare, but then you can't really see the lion too well. Okay. What is this light? Hold on. Let me see if turning this way. How's that? That's a little better for you guys. Not so good for me, but I can manage fine. 2 to 3 years of no painting or sketching all thumbs. Muscle memory does come back. It's just about playing in there. And you know, it's amazing. Honestly, I've taken a bit of a break here from painting in July, and it just feels so good to get back to it. I need a little more light. All right, we got his nose in there. And then we could probably, it's almost getting almost dry up there. And then I also want to darken in here. So the purple that I first put on is not the darkest dark, not the darkest shadow. This black is. So the purple becomes almost the medium tone as we're filling him in. Nice. Okay. One thing I want to put in here is I might do another layer of yellow in here to get a little more glow happening. Easy. This gives me the lion color really nicely. So I'm just using my, excuse me, nickel azul yellow, kind of over top of what I just did with the white. A little bit here. Oops, got a little black in there. When I add white to this nickel azul yellow, it'll really bring in some nice highlights too. Now he's really starting to glow. Love it. All right, I'm going to just kind of figure it out as I go along here, but I'm going to, I think I want to put in the background back here. I want to put that stencil in there. I might have to wait for this to dry now. Let me just throw in a little white here to my yellow and see what happens. All right, now he's really coming alive. Look at that. So I'm just mixing a little white with my yellow. Oops, maybe a little too much there. Look at how we're getting that dimension now. Definitely getting more shape to his face. This is fun. All right. So the more layers you get on, the more he comes out and really begins to glow. We want some of this light down here too. Okay. I need to get my stencil in before I get too carried away here. It can be a lot of fun playing with these beautiful layers. Let me see here. Turn this just a little bit more for you guys. If you can see it better. Ah, so cool. Okay, I want to play with this stencil too. So I have a couple different ones. Like I have a little one that I could put anywhere, and I also have a big one that I would really like, I think, up here in behind. Or I could do a couple little ones. Decisions, decisions. Do you know what? I'm almost leaning towards doing the little one. I had imagined I would do this big one here, which is a possibility, but I also could do maybe three. I like that idea because what I might do is do one there, one here, and one up here, and I'm imagining putting sparkles in it like stars. And I also just thought of snake energy or something coming up here around. So that might even happen yet. Putting some snake energy in there from our card. We also at this point is where it's like, oh, where could I put that infinity or DNA? But I think I'm gonna try and keep this really light in here and let the glow come out as I get going. And honestly, you guys, like I won't finish this right here, but it gives you a good start anyways. Um, we have a few more minutes together, but okay, so if I do this, I want to do this in gold. I love my gold leaf. Gold. So one of the colors I love using is my iridescent antique gold in my stencils. So put a little bit of that down. And I'm going to use my hair dryer here again to get this really dry. So hold on, I'm going to mute you guys and I will use my hair dryer. Okay, looks like it's a little sticky, but we're getting there. Okay, so I need my stencil and a brush and my gold. I'm going to put it over here to start with. And you can tap. If you are good at stenciling, then you know how to do this, but using dry brush, dry paint is the best way. And as you're painting, like really think about the energy of this Lion's Gate. What could it bring through for you? Excuse me. When you think of opening up to those energies, accessing those higher energies and awakening codes in your DNA, just lighting them up like fireworks. This is the power of these portals. And for a lot of people, it's just another day. The peak of the Lion's Gate is August 8th. So I'm thinking I'll do a meditation with whoever wants to come on August 8th. But for a lot of people, they're still going to be affected. It's still going to make changes within them because this is a collective thing, collective growth, but not as intensely as for those of us that are taking the time to just be aware and be open to it, but awakening, right? Opening up our awareness of, hey, there's more here than just this world that we're living in. There's definitely something bigger going on in the background. And I do find with stencils that if you can leave them on for a few minutes, they work better through my trial and errors of and my impatience when I'm doing this. And this is definitely a painting too. I have gold leaf and I'm definitely going to add some gold leaf at the end. So as I paint in layers, just to give you guys a little tips right now, it's like I'll go back over the medium colors and maybe even use some nice rich oranges in the shadows and then layer on more whites and lighter and just keep building, and then my final layers are going to be the bright whites, and the black lines, the deep black lines coming back in with them. And of course, sharpening up the eyes is going to be really important, adding in white into his pupil to give that glow and that sparkle to his eyes. And again, more, I can layer as much as I want in the background. It's very transparent right now. I don't want it to be quite so transparent, so I'm going to keep adding layers. The more layers that you have in acrylic painting, the richer your painting looks. So that's a tip for those of us that are painting in acrylics, that are, trying to create even your landscapes. I'll show you one here that I worked on. It's not quite done. I haven't I have a lot of not done paintings, but it's a waterfall, right? And so this is what I did. I have the magenta in the background, and then I added in the yellows and just kept adding layers and layers, and it gets a much richer tone. And this one I still have to go in and refine and add in my highlights and my darks, but that's the idea, is layer upon layer, not just one layer and then moving on, but layering of different colors. So there's a lot of color theory in there too, of what's gonna come out in the end as your eye sees through these layers of colors, right? All right, let me take this off, and hopefully that worked good. And I'm going to do another one down here and another one up there, I think, because this is the quantum realm. So we think that there is no order, but if you are familiar with sacred geometry, the sacred geometry is the order within the chaos. It is the energetic foundations of all that we create in the physical world. And so that's one thing that we go through in the Creative Mystic certification, is creating in the quantum realm and creating your business from this level up. The energetic foundation of your business is so important. Setting it up in the quantum realm using sacred geometry as our foundation for our business. Something going on as well. You can't see it as well, but that's okay. Why try to create in your life from the physical realm? It doesn't make sense to me because it's already there. The magic happens when we go into that quantum field, into that quantum energy. And it's funny, I was looking back at last year's Lionsgate portal that I did with some of you, and the things that I put out that I was desiring to create. And it's like, whew, it was absolutely a year that manifested all that I wanted to create. It all happened. And it's still growing and expanding, because it's never a start and stop end. It's just expansion. That one's good. And so as I do my layers, and that some of this will be covered up and some we will continue to see. I think I need this over here. Right there. But these times of, like, the gateways and the solstices and the equinoxes, allow us to stop and remember that we are creating with these higher forces there, and to remember that, even though we're powerful beings here, we are definitely not more powerful than the forces of the universe. And so when we sit with respect and reverence in knowing we're not in our ego, we're in our heart, knowing that these forces are there to help us create, knowing that we are also very powerful creators. As long as we're sitting in reverence, then this energy works with us. So when we go into our ego, the energy of ego tries to force, and that doesn't work so well. You might create what you want, but it might not be in the way that you want it. I'm just going to keep this one nice and light. Okay. All right. It's amazing how it changes the energy of the painting when we do this. All right. I only have about 3 minutes left here for us so that hopefully I can download it and it all works okay. But I am going to continue to layer here. And what I can do is take some pictures of it along the way so that you can see how it evolves and how I finish it off. And I'm pretty happy with the way he just feels majestic and there's so much energy there. I'm loving how this is looking. So let's see here. What I need to do is come back into this background, I think, first and clean it up a little bit and do some more layers. So smoothing out between the lights and the darks and blending that. I'm going to add in some like rich blues and turquoises into the background, and that'll reflect in him also. And then if I decide, I might add in, I feel like the infinity symbol is going to come out in his fur in some places. And I definitely think possibly a little bit of snake energy in here, or maybe even up here twining around. So add into yours whatever you feel drawn to out of your cards that you pulled. What symbols or images really pulled you in? And even like I was thinking, you could even do like a dragonfly on his face here, or a butterfly, or whatever symbols speak to you of transformation, of elevation, of expansion and growth, because that's what the portal is all about, expansion and growth. And it's so wonderful that we are here on the 26th, right before it opens up, and we're starting to like become aware and really think deeply on where we're going in the next 6 months. And as that portal opens, if you stay in those ideas and thoughts and keep journaling them, maybe even every morning, just take some time to journal and open up to those energies, and that will keep you open through the 16 days. So peaking on August 8th, but opening up on the 28th, and it goes for 16 days after that. And so a beautiful opportunity for ascension growth for all of us and expansion. So again, the Creative Mystic Certification Program starts in 1 week today. I am so excited. And we do have a group of ladies gathered, and they are powerful. It is going to be a powerful journey. So if you want to join us, I will put the link in the comments for that, as well as the link for just the Creative Mystic portion. So the creative mystic portion is, oh, I think it's about half the price of the full certification program. So it really is a better deal when you do the certification because you're not only getting the creative mystic, but you're also getting the soulfully aligned portal journey, creative portal journey. You're also getting the creative mystic business. You're getting the magnetic entrepreneur, and you're getting the money mindset, the soulfully aligned money mindset, along with so much more. Okay. But definitely think about that. And if you want to join me, let me put this up. If you are excited to join me, I am super excited to have you. And I will see you guys later. I will post images as I move along with my lion, and then we will definitely get the final image. And I hope that you will post your images too. So have a great time painting, and I will see you guys later. Bye for now. Thank you for being here with me. I love you guys. Bye.